Can I beat all of RAFT with just one hit point? I recently discovered the custom health mod by Cyborg that allows me to change my maximum health to rival mama bears, or to reduce it to smithereens and struggle to survive on just a single sliver of health. And that got me thinking, would it be possible to beat hard mode RAFT with just that little sliver? Well, there's only one way to find out, so here we go. Oh, I really want that barrel. That burial? Not quite, actually. And the bad thing is, I could risk it for the biscuit. Actually, you know what, we're literally 1 second into the run. If I lose it, it's fine. Excellent. Oh, this time we get an actually reachable barrel right off the bat. I will take that. Okay, so build hammer is an excellent priority to have because the more of our raft Jeremiah is eating, the better. I would much rather him eat my raft than eat me. Ooh, okay, this is actually a pretty good food setup. Because normally I kind of neglect my hunger and thirst when I'm trying to go fast, because even in a hardcore run, you have a little bit of leeway regarding how stringent you want to be with your food and water. But I think here getting a grill down first, because your hunger is going to decay faster. Purifier, and I do want a cup right away, because again, we cannot risk taking a single point of hunger or thirst damage here. In this run specifically, I am going to try and keep my hunger and thirst as full as I can, which normally I wouldn't. Because RAFT operates on a craving system, where the hungrier / thirstier you are, the bigger impact it has on those depletion rates. But again, we cannot get to the critical level. You won't actually start taking damage until both of them are in critical level. That being said, one hit is all it takes for us right now. So hunger and thirst, I feel like, are actually the biggest threat to me. I'm also the most likely to ignore them. We make it onto this island without Jeremiah noticing, because they won't start calculating us as being in the water until our head is underwater, which is part of why the detail plank works. The advantage of getting twins first is that this island has enough for first smelter, and it has a loot crate, which we love. So with this, we should be good. Ooh, I also need to be careful about drown damage. But I need all 14 sand and clay. And I missed one group of sand somewhere. I'm willing to bet it's over here. I'm willing to bet I know exactly which group it is. Yep, called it. See, this is what happens when you play this game too much. Alright, we're gonna unstuck back to the raft here. Barrel. Yeah, Jeremiah, you do your thing. Ooh, that gave us another potato. Eventually, I do want to start a crop plot, but I'm gonna wait until I get my research table down to start the crop plot, because the research table will protect it from seagulls. Classic speedrun layout for the raft right now, or at least my classic layout. Again, there are different schools of thought on what the most efficient raft design is. This is the one I like. It doesn't really matter, is the thing. It's just a matter of style preferences and priorities. And because I normally run in hard, that means that this is usually the most secure long term. Our bricks should be done pretty soon now. I'm gonna make a research table, and that's gonna live right here. And that allows us access onto this tier, which is why we put it right there. And then we're gonna research everything that we have access to at this point in time, which is a lot. There's a lot that we can make. Ooh, and my bricks are done, which is arguably the more important one. Brick. Scrap. And then nails. 1, 2, 3. Again, I have exact quantities of all of this fun stuff memorized because I've played this game way too much. But you just get to a point where you know what's coming where. There we go. Ooh, barrel. Our crop plot is covered because if it is underneath the research table, seagulls can't touch it because seagulls are afraid of knowledge. It's a little known fact. And now I have a sustainable source of food. So I can cook 3 potatoes every single time. And we'll get started smelting our copper. Again, I do need to visit another island sometime in the future to get the last 2 copper that we need. Looks like the island we're coming up on would be a good fit because it'll be close. It's got an island crate, which has the potential to give me a hinge, which is what I want out of it, and glass. Glass would also be useful because then we could make an advanced purifier, and those are a lot more efficient because they don't require planks. And then I'll use the 2 free inventory spaces, create a shark bait so that we have that ready to go because shark bait, ooh haha. Okay, I'm going to use shark bait here, and we're going to throw it off this edge so that Jeremiah is far away from that island. We've got 180 seconds also on the shark bait, so I'm not super worried about hitting my time getting over here, but I'm going to use this time while Jeremiah is distracted to swim over to this island and get outside of his aggro range, because that way when he gets off of the shark bait, he's not going to follow me. He's going to follow back to the raft because that has aggro priority in his range, meaning that I am safe to spend my time on this island because I've got food and water, and we're going to get even more from the fruit. There are 2 watermelons and a pineapple on this island. I could also theoretically go swim and grab that abandoned raft, which I might actually do. So if I swim behind my raft, that allows me to grab these resources without actually having to pick them up, or without having to hook them in or worry about Jeremiah, because he's not going to follow me all the way back here. His aggro range is only 30 meters, and I am well outside of that. There is technically another abandoned raft over there, but we're only going to go for one. If I get a hinge, I'll be happy. Theoretically, in a speedrun, you want to get all of your bolts and hinges out of these crates, because then you don't have to go through the metal smelt cycle, but I'm not super worried about my time. Obviously, we're going to go fast, but not as fast. And that did give me a hinge. All right, so this is actually everything that we need to research right here. That's not bad at all. I'm going to research what I can to free up this inventory space. It's all of those just get consumed. Then I'm going to take up my research table, take up my crop plot, and those are going to live up here, because this will guarantee keep them safe. It just makes life a little bit easier, is what it comes down to. Like so. And again, the reason for putting the crop plot underneath the research table is because that way seagulls don't see it. And I hate seagulls, both in real life and in game. I worked on an oyster dock while I was doing my master's thesis. I have developed quite the hatred for seagulls. It's like a professional hazard, I feel like, of being anyone who works close to or on docks, because seagulls are mean. I feel like not enough people acknowledge that seagulls are mean animals. There are plenty of shorebirds that are nice. Seagulls are not them. I'm also going to move my grill. Again, this is more just for the sake of some basic organization to make my own life easier. We've got a pretty sustainable source. Also, the reason I bring my research table up and not the smelter is because the smelter has a slightly taller hitbox, which makes it easier to jump off of. You can, as you've seen, absolutely jump off with a research table. It's just easier off the smelter and less dependent on wave action. The waves determine a lot in this game, which is why when I'm actually speedrunning, I play with the waves off. But for now, we're vibing. What's your favorite game other than this? And I'm guessing Subnautica. You are correct. I love Subnautica. It's one of my favorite games. But my favorite game of all time is actually Morrowind, the 3rd Elder Scrolls game. I've been following the Skywind project very closely. Actually, fun fact, one of the 8 RAFT devs, I believe, I know his name starts with a W. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Actually did some of the 3D modeling for the Skywind project for some of the enemies. So that's a fun fact that you definitely needed. Oh, I have all of the stuff in my inventory to make the advanced purifier. I need to do that. That's under here, advanced purifier. I have the planks. They're just in a chest. Okay, and then this goes towards the edge on one of the sides. Will you place there? Excellent. And the reason for that is that you can do it underneath. So I can just do this from under. And we put that back in there. One last glass of water from that, and then here, Jeremiah, I have a better snack for you. Can I interest you in a simple purifier? Here, take that. That's for you. It hit him. Nice. This is a very chill part of this challenge, because as of right now, we're just playing the game. Sure, I only have 1 HP, but I'm not playing this any different than you would play a normal hard run, which is fine. It'll just be different when we get to story locations. Give me that bolt. Give me these antenna. I get all 3 of them. Nice. Jeremiah's eating part of my boat. Love that for him. And there we go. That is all 3 down and ready. And radio tower is that away. Radio tower has no threats, so I'm not worried about completing radio tower. It's everything beyond that that'll be a problem. I like how literally in this part of the run, it is functionally no different than normal raft. Aside from the fact that I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm probably going to end up having to shark bait here. I think I'm going to shark bait, because then I can just let my raft continue forwards, which should help our cruise ship spawn. So if I do this, point my raft forward, clear out everything else out of my inventory that I don't need right now. And I'll take my shark bait ooh-ha-ha that I have in here. Shark bait ooh-ha-ha. Let Jeremiah see it and aggro on it. There he goes. Munch munch, buddy. Then I go over to the radio tower. Technically, one of the fastest jumps you can make in the radio tower to get out is from here to here. I just hate that jump. My most played is Kerbal Space Program, about 600 hours in that one. That's a lot of hours. Ooh, scrapbook. Believe it or not, I have never played Kerbal Space Program. I always say, believe it or not, I have never played XYZ, but the reality is I haven't played the vast majority of games out there, nor have I seen the vast majority of movies. So you have a better shot of me having not seen something than you do of having seen something. That was pretty clean. That was a pretty clean jump from me. Oh, I'm gonna go for the second one. Got it. I am just that good. Hey, hi, Tala. Bye, Tala. Oh, that was risky, but I went for it, and I'm glad I did. All right, that is radio tower done. 8616 is our code for cruise ship. And then, yeah, it'll be just straight ahead, slightly to this way. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, ramp is 12. Whee! Again, one of the things is when I'm recording, especially if I'm not streaming / talking to people, is that I do say we on average once every 10 minutes. Just to myself. We. Exactly. It's just fun to say. I think people need to enjoy life more. And saying we is fun. Okay, our ramp is more than officially good for Caravan Town. I could be wrong in this, but I believe we actually have enough to build the full 80 ramp right now if we wanted to. 3 times 60 is 180. Divide by 20 is 9. This is 10. I officially have enough to build the full ramp. We're good on endgame. We're good on endgame. I don't need more resources. And we're only the second island. Oh, there it is. I found it. Do I have resources to make an anchor? I do. I'm gonna put down this and then get myself right up against the wall here. That's good. Oh yeah, because I've got my ramp. I forgot my ramp existed. I think we're ready to do this island. I'm actually very concerned about the lurkers here. I am gonna do speed strats, which means that first jump goes here and second jump goes up here. And we go around the side. We go up the railing. Okay. Fingers crossed the lurker doesn't aggro. It aggroed. Frick. Okay, so that lurker is gonna be a problem. Hold up. This seems like a good time to explain the checkpoint system we designed for this challenge. I wanted to beat RAFT with 1 HP, but seeing as it took over 2 hours to reach just 2 story islands, we came up with a little system to make streaming the run a little bit more feasible. This mod, Misc Cheats and Tweaks by A Dynamite, allows you to respawn in hard mode, but at the cost of every single item in your inventory. Normally you'd lose 2/3 of your inventory in normal or nothing at all in easy, so I'm balancing hard mode by completely wiping my inventory and resetting to a save instance where I hadn't altered the story island at all yet. I'd already proven that getting through the radio tower was no real challenge and just a matter of time, so we set a rule that I had to reset to a previous save instance before I made any progress at my given story location, so that way we could treat each story location as its own little checkpoint and not have to play through hours and hours of normal, non-challenging RAFT gameplay every time I stub my toe. Think of it kind of as a normal plus difficulty, where you have all of the hallmarks of hard mode like the increased enemy aggro, high rates of hunger and thirst drain, and that loss of my whole inventory in one fell swoop. But I get to respawn just a few minutes before I perished instead of several hours before. So if you don't see the timer increase that much in between deaths, that's why. Okay, attempt number 2, the Vasagatan. Vasagatan, I don't know. No matter how I pronounce it, people are always telling me to do something different, and it's really hard to learn from text instead of mimicking someone else saying it, so we're just full sending it. Technically, you could absolutely do this hitless by just building a ramp into it. Uh-oh. Okay. That's fun. That's fine. I love that. Okay, that lurker is there, because you need to be inside the ship to open it up again. What if I wait until the lurker's all the way on the other side of the room? Yeah, okay, so if you're all the way over on that side... Come on. There we go. I think that clears this level, because he can't come up here. And then we just need to be smart about... Oh, okay. Go away, buddy. You aren't needed here. If I just stay on the railing, you can't hurt me. There you go. Go do your little cycle, buddy. I want it to be at the other end of its cycle before I try this. Because if it touches me, I'm dead. That's as far as it's gonna be. Okay. I think that worked. I think we got out. That means we did it. Only one death for this island. That's actually a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, and then I just have to jump into the water. I jumped into water. That's frustrating. It doesn't actually matter because the loot was all bonus, but... Whoa, that was close. We made it back. We lost all of our inventory, but at least we still have our bonus resources. So we're thriving and vibing. What is my Balboa code? 0641. It is dead ahead of me. Okay. I feel like Balboa will actually be fine, weirdly enough. I think there are plenty of other locations that you are much more at risk of taking damage on than Balboa, particularly because Balboa has the wild berries that you can use to distract Mama Bear. The only problem is I can't do the big eat. And the big eat is my favorite speedrun skip, which does make me a little sad. Balboa just loaded. There it is! You can always tell when Balboa loads, because it always makes my computer stutter. You know what, let's go build up our last 10. Alright, that's officially as tall as our ramp needs to be. I have an idea. I'm gonna test something. I'm willing to guess you can see what my creative plan is. It's very creative. It is gonna require a change of routing though if this works. Okay, I need to be further down because I need to wait until my raft intersects with the land. I need to be at the right height. There we go. This is not an option I normally have. Oh, I have to stay away from bees. If I get stung by a bee, it will kill me. I forgot about that part. I've never done Bridge Tower first. This is new and exciting for me. Look at my raft. Look at it go. I'm so good at this game. That was so unnecessarily risky, but we did it. Okay, I need berries. I need 8 berries, I think? 5 berries? Okay, that's 4 right there. Because I cannot do cave clip because Mama Bear will absolutely murk me. I can't believe we did bridge first. That's wild. Oh, frick. It saw me. I can hear it behind me. No. Okay, well at least there was nothing in my inventory this time. Did I spawn inside Balboa? I did. Interesting. How can I use this to my advantage? I think this way is the way that I went up before. Yeah. Okay, now I'm back outside of Balboa, and I'm exactly where I spawned last. That's festive. I like that. I like how you can just see my raft. Just chilling. Alright, now I just have to remember how to get to Mama Bear from this specific angle. Okay, I know where we are. And we specifically want to come at it from this angle. And by Skyrim horsing our way down the cliff, we don't take fall damage. And we just need to come over to the berry box. Back off. Nice. Okay, then we can grab the machete. And again, you could guarantee damageless by just doing a massive ramp, which would work. And now we don't even have to worry about Mama Bear re-aggroing on us because she just won't. Thirst is actually a bigger threat to me right now than she is. And I just need to know that if I'm going to die, I need to drop the machete somewhere obvious. Because if we die before we get to the mountain tower, then we get soft locked. So as soon as I start getting close to that, I'm gonna drop my machete somewhere obvious. Like in the center of this path will work. If I drop everything that I have on me right here, and then I go jump off a cliff, which there is one over here, just embarrassingly far away. Because we've got about 3 minutes before our stuff despawns, and I will be back here before that happens. Oh, come on. We actually didn't get enough speed to drop off the cliff in a dangerous manner. Okay, then we just do it this way. This also works. Nice. What? Well, that's unfortunate. Where's Jeremiah? There he is. That's what I was worried about. Because now we're in a situation where it's trying to respawn me in the center of our ramp. But Jeremiah is in between me and my ramp. So unless I get very lucky with my jumps here, then we're gonna be in this cycle continuously of trying to get back to the raft. Yeah, I think we might be soft locked. But I'm wondering that because we have this large ramp and we were able to get so many resources before getting to any story location, which is just wild. That should never happen, but here we are. I'm wondering that if we were to restart and build the ramp again, if we could just use ramp strats to beat Balboa and therefore never touch the island and therefore have no risk of encountering bears. I'm wondering if we could just do Balboa that way. Alright, as we get ready for cruise ship, I mentioned this when we failed our last attempt, but one of the things I wanted to try was ramp strats. And for anyone who doesn't know what ramp strats are, basically raft build items don't generally have collision with the wider environment. So one of the things I'm gonna try and do is basically stagger my build height to have a long, relatively flat ramp that will hopefully allow me to clip inside the bridge of the cruise ship without having to do any of the lurker avoidance that I tried to do last time. The problem is, unlike any other story island, I don't know exactly how tall this needs to be, because normally I don't do ramp strats for cruise ship. I feel like this should be good. If nothing else, this is the amount of planks that I currently have. And so long as I run down on this particular side, I should be okay. I think it might also be worth it, after we're done with this specific story island, to make axe and destroy that ramp, because then we don't run into the issue of getting soft lock like we did in the last save. Alright, so reminder that the next time I do free crafting, we need engine, we need steering wheel, we need advanced purifier. I should write that down. Writing that down in real life is cheating. You should make a sign in a game. Okay, you know what, friend? Just for you. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna write it right here on our ramp. What was it? I needed engine, steering wheel, advanced, fury, storage. Perfect. Oh, you guys want to see something fun? You can make emojis on your signs. That's just a normal thing. That's just a normal vanilla part of RAFT. I don't know why that exists, but it does. So that's the island we're going to. That one over there, that's partially loaded right now. I want to get myself kind of lined up with the bridge because that'll give us the best bet at getting into it with our clip. Because otherwise I have to do the island normally and I don't want to do that. Oh, we might actually be too high. That's not a problem I anticipated having. Let's see. How can I make this work? Yeah, this is about the right height. I just need to go slightly more this way. Maybe this'll work? Darn it. So, plot complication off the port bow. And I just want to see if it's possible to do this the normal way hitless. The normal speedrun way, I should say. Not the normal way. Let's see, where's that lurker? Okay, he's by the door right now. And he's idling. That means no matter how far in I go, I'm gonna trigger him. Because I can't trigger this door from the outside, I need to be inside to do it. So I'm curious. If I go straight into this corner and then we wrap around to get this door from this angle. Okay, we officially have an access point to the inside. And the door we opened is all the way down here. This is not normally the door that I would open for this, but it may actually be better because I don't think the lurker will aggro on me here. Okay, we made it out safely, so that's 2 tiers, especially lurker free. Where's that guy? Why are they all stuck? I just can't let him see me, because if he sees me, then we're basically screwed. So what if I, again, make another quick pit stop back to my raft, because I want to keep these resources. Let me jump up on top of one of these bad boys. Oh, what are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? Actually, if you want to go all the way over there, that's great. I will happily take that. He's not supposed to be outside the ship. Okay, that's just free now. I don't know how that happened, but he left and then was just there and then he re-aggroed. So we officially made it to the top of the tower, or to the top of the ship, excuse me. Hitless. Vanilla. That means we are officially done with this location. And we will get on our way to Balboa Island. There we go. And we'll point ourselves in the correct direction and off we go. Oh, Balboa just loaded. Hey, look, there it is. And that means I can steer a little bit, get myself nice and close. Okay, we're gonna get literally right up to the shore. This is normally not how I would do this, but in this particular instance, I just want to not risk anything. I want to get here. I'm gonna turn off my anchor. We're gonna do this. We're gonna anchor. We are just up against the shore. I'm gonna take rocks as well because I didn't technically grab a hook. I could make a plastic hook just to bring with me for this specifically, but also if I just grab the rocks, they'll serve the same purpose. I just gotta remember that I can't try and do Mama Bear Cave skip. I'm heading towards Poison Tower right now. Yeah, right here. Okay, so we avoided bear this way because there's a bear that spawns right down in the pavilion down there, and we're not even gonna risk doing poison. Instead, I'm gonna do my favorite little speedrun skip where we just kind of run around the fence this way. Just hop around the side. Easy as that. So that routing allowed us to avoid the bears entirely on this tower, which is great. Love that for us. Just gotta make sure we hit the fuse box. I'm gonna grab the food crate just because I can't. Ooh, vegetable soup. Don't mind if I do. And also because I know that there's 4 berry bushes over here of the 5 that I need to distract Mama Bear. which means that at least if I go this way and then I head down instead of up, we get on this way, then I know that there's berry bushes down here. All right, so then if I come down here, this way has 4 more berries at the bottom, and I only need 5 to distract Mama Bear. There we go. Let me just double check, because we're here. Yep, that's 5 berries. We'll grab a 6th for posterity. Because now I have enough berries, which means that if I come around this way, and you don't take fall damage until you fall for quite a ways in this game, and Skyrim horsing it along the side does prevent that from happening. So here goes Berry Box. If we quickly run up, deposit berries, and sprint backwards away, we guarantee that Mama Bear will not aggro on us at all. She is now busy, so I'm going to go skirt around this side, again, just to guarantee that she's not going to re-aggro. And she is fully occupied eating her berries. And we'll pick up the crate. All right, we officially have that done as well. I'm going to skirt back around the way I just came from, go around here, and this way. I'm staying mostly to the right side because there is a bear that spawns on the left, and we don't want it to aggro on us in any way, shape, or form. We run up this hill, and we go to the right, and that'll be our next tower. Rare goat. We got a white goat. Nice. The white goat is actually my favorite variation. It's sad that it's the hardest to find because it is my favorite. There we go. Nice. We officially have access to Bridge Tower. That's that station tower. We just go across. We do Mountain Tower now. Again, trying to avoid the bees because a bee sting does 5 damage and that would kill me. That would be such an unfortunate way to go if a bee stung me. Once you've played this game enough, it's easy to memorize the story islands, which is why I don't get confused on where I'm going. And I know exactly how to access this cave, which means that we are now completely safe. Nothing on this island, unless I do something stupid, will hurt me. And I'm going to try not to do anything stupid. And there we go. That is all of the notes from Balboa done. All right, so now I just need to get off the island without taking damage, for which I think the best method is going to be very carefully lowering myself down the side of this mountain by just sliding off the cliff. Because again, as long as my feet are touching any kind of mass, it won't count it as taking fall damage, because this game makes sense. I like this piece of geometry. Normally you don't encounter this because this piece of land is supposed to be inaccessible, but this is one of my favorite pieces of geometry on Balboa. No one ever comes here because again, you're not supposed to be able to get here, but it's a pointy. Okay, so we're gonna, again, very carefully find vertices that aren't super steep and will allow me to just kind of slide down the side without touching anything. There we go. So Varuna, or our Caravan code is 1165. Excellent, let's go. I want to try something. This may not work, just so we're clear, but I'm gonna go straight for Mayor's office. Okay, that should be good. I want it to fly back around the other way. There we go. I want it to get nice and far away from me as I go up here, because I don't want it to aggro immediately. There we go, there's aggro. It knows where I am, but I'm officially under a protected place. So again, I don't know if this is fully possible. I don't know if this note spawns quite yet. I want to see something though. Does that note even exist? No. Okay, so the note doesn't exist early. Because you see how there's the blueprint here and I can grab that, but there's no note taped to the side. So we absolutely do need the mayor's key. Clearly it does not work. I wanted to know that. Probably should have tested it in a non-challenge run, but you know, you live and you learn. Take 2, here we go. And this time we're gonna do infirmary first. I'm glad that we tested whether or not you could technically grab the note. I knew that there was a reason we did it. I just had never personally tested it. And that's what I meant when I was like, we try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well. I know something now about RAFT that I didn't know before. Because again, Caravan Town, the issue is more that the bird exists. Because I have a plan for doing the infirmary. I just wanted to see if I could expedite it and make it any faster. Turns out you can't, but I'm glad we tried. Okay, and specifically, I'm gonna go all the way around the infirmary. Normally, I would angle it right here and try and go up the ramp this way, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little bit worried about the mudhogs. So we're gonna ignore them and just go all the way around, because why not? There we go. How could you miss that? What just happened to me? I just phased through. That was new. I'm glad Jeremiah didn't see me, but yikes. That should be good. So we just want to make it onto this mountain. There is a way to do it without your raft. I just think the raft is easier and more consistent. Okay, we'll do this and then that. Okay, perfect. And there we go. I grabbed the note. I didn't mean to do that. All right, so we officially have the mayor's key, which means we can back up and then sail back around the island and do what we originally did again. I'm going to try and approach from a little bit more of an angle on this side, because this is the side that the white screecher doesn't aggro on. I'm gonna try and orient it this way and see if this would work. And I think If I get lucky here, the white screecher may not even aggro on me at all. There we go. That is our Tangaroa code. So as soon as I get out of here, carefully, just gotta find an angle. Okay, I'm gonna stand under here. We're gonna back ourselves nice and far away. And I'm gonna put on my hat, because the hat is important. Oh no, it definitely sees me. So if I crouch here, you'll always drop the rock when he's directly above you. So you can always plan for it, which is great. All right, so my code is 8466. I'm gonna wait until its next cycle of trying to drop a rock on me, and then I'm gonna reorient. There you go. 8466 is straight this away. All right, and we're about 2,000 meters out from Tangaroa. Toss a stone at it. Oh, you're so right. Do I have any stones? And that didn't happen. That didn't happen. That one wasn't real. That one's you up, mate's fault. I take no responsibility for that one. I was in a safe place. It objectively doesn't matter, so we're totally okay. You lost your hat. Oh no, my hat. You what, mate? What have you done? My one-of-a-kind rare item. Darn bird is on its way with a rock right now. Although I do need to build out the platform and place my chair on said platform to officially be ready for Tangaroa skip, so we can do that. There we go. We're in very much a very chill part of the run. Again, we are at a point where nothing is gonna hurt me unless I do something stupid. There's Tangaroa. It just popped into existence. We are going to do a normal Tangaroa skip, which for those of you who aren't aware what that means, you're about to find out. We just do clipping here. I've learned more watching your YouTube vids in the last week than I have for the last 3 years of actually playing RAFT. Well, I'm glad they helped. Again, I know altogether way too much about this game. More than any one person ever needs to know, actually. I'm specifically taking this route between the islands because there is no butler bot here, and therefore no butler bot means no hit, and that means free routing. And we're gonna do this. Wiggle open the door. There we go. Using classic Tangaroa skip, my favorite. Okay, up to layer 2. This code is consistent, meaning that once you've learned it once, you know it for the rest of your saves, and it's gonna launch. I'm gonna pick up these planks because I can. There it goes. All right, so then we just need to be careful about going down the side and not taking any damage here. So as long as we're careful about bouncing down the side, we won't take any fall damage, because you get to a point where you can just kind of launch yourself. And again, I could always just be really safe and just slide down the side. That would also work, but I'm pretty sure if I just do this, whee, I'm in the water. And then I can just swim straight over, because Jeremiah's, I know for a fact that because the bridge launched this way, my raft is on the other side of the island, meaning that Jeremiah is not gonna get back to me. All right, carefully go down the ladder. Oh, what's our code? Our code for Varuna is 6601. A lot of sixes this save. Excellent, and we go this way. Towards Varuna. Because we're gonna do Varuna Point in a more fun way than just waiting for our raft to get there, you know. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm pointed straight towards Varuna. And yep, it's straight ahead of us right now. I'm gonna turn off my engine, throw an anchor, and we're gonna shark bait ooh-ha-ha. We're gonna wait for Jeremiah to do shark bait ooh-ha-ha. There he is, okay. And because we know Varuna is dead ahead, I'm just gonna run off of this and start swimming forwards. So I'm gonna just make a run for Varuna. Also, because I have flippers on right now, I'm swimming at the same speed that my running speed is, and I don't have to think about dolphin jumping. We're just gonna head out and go to Varuna. Yeah, you can see the crane starting to load in over there, and my trajectory is just about perfect to hit the second tower. That's not a good phrasing. Okay, so the way we're gonna do Varuna is classic speedrun style, where I'm gonna come up around here. There we go, make that jump, and then you wiggle through this, and come in through this pipe if you don't miss your jump like me. And that puts you into the final room of Varuna. So we just beat Varuna Point like that. Completely hitless because there's nothing to hit. And then we go through here and can just idle right here while we unstuck back to our raft. All right, that means we are back at our raft, 1866. It is just ever so slightly off to the side. I'll make another anchor. Again, I just want to make sure that I'm pointing straight at it because that makes my life easier. Then we just are going to shark bait ooh-ha-ha one more time. There he goes. Double check that I'm pointed straight ahead. I am. And that means now we just head our way towards Temperance. For Temperance, I feel like as long as we're careful, we'll be okay. Ooh, decoration package. What are we going to get? Cactus. Still not a bathtub. No bathtub this run. And that makes me sad. Also, this is Temperance. We did find it. We didn't get lost. And we'll just quickly hop up here and get running. Igloo Town is going to be on our left here, like over there, but it's going to be fastest to go up through this little ramp area that you see directly in front of me. That's going to be our fastest route in. And if I grab this snowmobile, then we can go over to the observatory right away. Then we come this way, and then we take a left. Yep, there's observatory right there. We're specifically going to hug this wall because there won't be a polar bear on this side. And I'm gonna... Oh my god, what is he doing? He spawned in the ice. Like, in the ice that's supposed to fall. What in the world was that? Well, that was new and exciting. Okay, at least we got out of that situation nice and safe. And I triggered the animation on this side. That's new. I've never had that happen before. What is with this run? I know the door is locked from the other side. I also know that I can open it anyways. All right. That's fun. Love that for me. All right, we go up here. No, we don't. We go over here. And we third person clip because there's the Celine key right there. And around town, the question is, did the polar bear return to its actual aggro range? It did, okay. I just need to carefully jump around this side and make sure that it doesn't see me as I try and get back to my snowmobile. We should be fine. We should be out of its range, and I'm going to be faster than it no matter what, which is part of the reason I did the drift at the end of my turn. All right, then we just go this way, and it's a straight shot directly to the reactor. That polar bear is going to see me, but it's not going to have time to actually aggro. I'm going to get well outside of its range before it sees me. All right, and then we can just launch ourselves on up here, and we're gonna do Temperance key clip, which just involves not doing that, crouching here, insert the key like that, you just align it, and it opens, because that just works. All right, then we wait for the door to fully lower, we walk into the wall, hit escape, main menu, yes, we want to save. Then we're gonna reload our save, and this time we're not gonna do anything special, this is just a normal save load, and we spawn inside the door. I'm gonna walk into this wall. And it should push me through and into the final room. We can say hi to Shogo while we wait to unstuck. There we go. But that is all of Temperance hit list, because I don't need to go into radioactive sections when I can just clip through the wall. Okay, my Utopia code is 3930. You can barely see it. I just gotta remember that. Okay, unstuck. Yes, back to my raft. Oh, it put me on my chair. Oh, nice. 3, 9, 3, 0. All right, let's go. It spawned 3,000 meters out, which is fine. Gives us plenty of time to build our ramp. All right, let's activate our engine and get going. All right, and now we're just good to finish out the game. There shouldn't be anything else in my way. And we need this to be 64 taller than it currently is. So this is gonna be a lot of counting. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This is the final height of our platform. We are officially ready to beat the game. We officially have our 84 tall ramp, and we have our chair, we have our steering wheel, which means that, yeah, we're ready to beat the game. That's everything we need. Now it's just a matter of getting there. Sea sponges. Some of the longest living organisms on the planet are glass sponges, which we know of single individuals that are over 10,000 years old. And we'll go this way, send ourselves out. Yeah, we want to get a nice wide angle here, because as soon as we start curving in, that's when we're going to have to worry about our angle. I just want to get past that building. Okay, we're clear. I'm going to pick up my steering wheel here. And we've got our chair halfway up. All right, we're gonna line up here, a little bit more this way. We're aiming for the first window on the right. That tends to be the most consistent in terms of distance versus turning. All right, we got our chair because we didn't get our bathtub, despite my best efforts. We're not gonna take any damage in this because we're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna clip through a wall. And I still have 11 baked potatoes on me. This is the fun part. Oh, then we clip through here. I like doing it in third person so we can appreciate the glory that is ignoring physics in this reality. Here we go. Olaf rightfully gets scared of someone flying in through his skyscraper. Oh. Good job, buddy. All right, that's the master key. And then we're gonna very carefully align ourselves over here and land in the water. And here we go. That is, as soon as the cutscene starts, time. That is the end of the game. We have officially beat RAFT without taking any damage. We did it. Yay.